Okay, I'm live. Y'all come in, hit that like, hit that share button. I have to be on a call for my home based business in like 20 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started and wrap this up. Hope you all had a great weekend. I had a wonderful weekend, right? I have a wonderful business in a wonderful way. We offer wonderful services for wonderful pay. So shout out to my cryptocurrency university and MWR, Making Wealth Real, the number one, in my opinion, home-based business, making money from home, working from home organization that you can be a part of, not just because of the passive residual income opportunity or commission plan that they have, but because they really teach people. They really teach people the strategies that it takes, the implementation that it takes, so you can begin your process and your pathway to wealth. There's no other home-based businesses that have experts in place that can help you understand the IRS, right? Albert Einstein said it this way: there are two things in life that are certain, and this is just how serious taxes in the IRS is. He said it's death and taxes. He said those two things are certain. I want you all to just meditate on that quote. Just think about it. He said two things in your life that's going to be certain, and that's death and taxes. So why are you trying to figure out the tax part? Right? So you all come in, hit like and hit share. I do have a comment or announcement. The 129 has officially ended, right? Where you could get $99 off the regular price of $228 for the MWR business. However, guess what? Guess what the new price or investment? I hate to say price because people look at it as a price or a cost. They don't see it as an investment, because everyone, you don't only need a home based business, you should have it, right? That's the new price right there, the new investment opportunity. Still dirt cheap, as they call it. Still dirt cheap at 149. I have this new book that came in today. Haven't read it. I just scanned through it. I can't wait to dive into it. 203 home-based business ideas that will make you rich. And so I cannot wait to dive into this to see as what's going on, and um, exactly what this book is about. It just came in the mail today, so I haven't dove into it, but I definitely cannot wait to get into it and to transfer the knowledge and information to you all. Right. So let's get into the topic of this live stream. The topic of this live stream is, okay, I just flipped to a page that was very interesting in this book. So I'll probably just share this with the people that's in the home based business with me, just my business partners. We're going to dive into this book. Another thing we're going to do is we're going to have a list, a book club in a sense. That's my home based business partners are every weekly or monthly. We're going to come in and elaborate and educate and discuss on the books and things that we read, so that people can have the knowledge and the information of the power of a home-based business, right? And so, listen, I had a totally different topic for this live stream. I really did, and I had a phone call, and it totally revamped my thinking and my spirit. And I decided to teach on this topic, right? Teach on this topic, but my original topic was this: inflation. This was the original topic for the live stream. That inflation is out of control. U.S. factories grow at its slowest pace in 18 months as labor and supply woes fester. That was my original topic. That was my original topic. So let's dive into this article. Inflation is out of control. U.S. factories grows its slowest pace in 18 months as labor forces and supply woes fester. The American factories fell 1.7 points to 54.4% in April, which was last month. The industrial side of the economy grew at its slowest clip in 18 months, reflecting broad supply and labor shortages and intense inflationary pressures. So, what does that mean? In short, inflation is out of control. United States factories is at its slowest pace, meaning that the United States is not producing anything, right? Not producing anything at all. And so this is not to scare you, but rather prepare you, to give you warning that recession is here. Someone posted on my Facebook, we may go into recession in 2023. I'm like, you know what? You don't see that recession is already here? What do you mean we're going to go into recession next year? You never seen gas prices at the prices that gas is at now. You never seen it. You never heard of a grocery store shortage and the prices of groceries increasing as they are now. You never seen what we as United States and the global markets are experiencing as China met with private banks today, or the top banks, to talk about what the sanctions of the United States would mean as we're changing to a new currency system. And so the reason why, let me see if I can pull that I changed my topic is a lot of reasons, right? But the main reason is to teach you all this, that Jesus' mission statement, the very first thing in Luke, one of the reference scriptures, Luke 4:18, that Jesus stated was his mission, or the infinite spirit mission. I won't say his, because the spirit is neither him or her. It is simply a spirit. And they that worship must worship in spirit and in truth. A spirit is a spirit. It's a combination of both masculine and feminine energy. But anyway, the mission of Jesus Christ, the very first thing that the infinite spirit said or proclaimed that was its mission, it said, the Spirit of the Lord is upon me because he has anointed me. Anointed means empowered to prosper. Anointed positioned me, empowered me to empower others. Very first thing was to preach the gospel to the poor. Now, I know you may be thinking, yes, poor in spirit. No, poor financially too. Because oftentimes those persons or people that is poor in spirit are also poor financially. As one of my mentors, one of his favorite quotes is, if you don't learn how to live from within, you're going to learn to live without. As I'm pouring some water. If you don't learn how to live from within, you're going to learn how to live without. Money has 3 levels. The physical level is just one. Then it goes to the mental level. As a man think it in his heart, so is he. And it goes to the mental level. And then it goes to the spiritual level, the inner wealth and prosperity. And that is displayed in Joshua, the book of Joshua. Success is only mentioned twice in the Bible. And both of those times is in when Joshua says, if you will meditate on my word both day and night, that means continuously, you will have good success. So the reversal of meditation is worry. If you don't think you know how to meditate, then it's just the opposite of worrying. It's the mental reprogramming of a thought over and over again, whether it be positive or negative. So you have the physical manifestation of money, the mental manifestation as a man think it, and then you have the inner manifestation, the meditation, the imagination part of money, being able to manifest your value, who you are to the marketplace. What's your, I can flip it and be Coach Deloach. What's your skill sets that you bring to the marketplace? In basketball, I would call it, drills for skills. I would have drills that would develop the girls' skills. Well, in the business world, I call it the skills to pay the bills. How much skills do you have? What's your skill set? And the skill sets that you do have, are you maximizing them to their full potential? So when Jesus came out with this mission statement, he was expunged from the church, religious institution. He wasn't accepted in the churches or the synagogue. But that his first mission was to preach the gospel to the poor. Now, the second part of his mission statement was, he has sent me to heal the brokenhearted. And people, I can often tell you that when people have money problems, they have emotional problems as well. They have physical problems as well. They have health issues as well. They have to succumb to not getting the best doctors or physicians to diagnose their physical health problems. I did credit repair for years. People could not afford, for example, dental health, and they could not qualify credit wise for dental insurance, and they was in anguish because they was in pain, and they could not afford the procedure out of pocket, and they had bad credit, and they couldn't even get the credit right to do it. And so, with that being said, brokenhearted, I'm not saying, well, I shouldn't say that money is not the answer to everything, because according to the Bible, Ecclesiastes 7:11, money answers all things. But my motto to women when I went through my divorce was, do not deal with a broken heart and a broken handbag, meaning purse, right? We may not call it a handbag now, at the same time. Listen, if you're going to be emotionally struggling from a heartbreak or relationship, whether you're male or female, the last thing you want to do is not be able to come home and pay your bills or go to your apartment. If you're going to cry, have the option of crying in the dark or crying when it's well lit in your house. Don't cry because you can't meet the bills and because you're dealing with a broken relationship. Don't cry because you can't afford to put food in the refrigerator and you're brokenhearted. Don't cry because your vehicle has to be repossessed while you're going through a brokenhearted. Or maybe it's not because of a relationship. Maybe someone in your family passed on. Maybe a close friend or family member passed away and you're brokenhearted. Don't cry because you cannot afford the funeral and you're weeping over the loss, or you're hurting over the loss of a loved one. Don't cry because GoFundMe wasn't enough. Don't deal with both problems simultaneously. And then it goes on to say Jesus' mission statement was to proclaim liberty to those who are captive. those who are in bondage. But notice it first started with the financial state. And then I'm going to recover sight to the blind. That could mean physical blindness or spiritual blindness. To set liberty to those who are oppressed, to proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord. But it first started with fixing the money problem. If you are watching this live or on the replay, I want you to put in the comment section, fix the money problem. Marcia Curtis says, I received my book. Which book is that? Marcia, was it Crypto Chris Profits or was it My Millionaire Notes? Both of those are available on Amazon. Or if you want a personalized autographed copy, I can do that as well. And you can just send the Cash App to get a personalized autographed copy. But thank you for ordering the books. If you're referring to my books, which is okay, Crypto Chris, thank you so much. I appreciate your support. And speaking of that, I have a conference the weekend. Let me make sure I have the correct date. It will be in Mississippi. So Mississippi and surrounding states and areas. The conference is the week or the day of June 4th. And it's going to be in Flowood, Mississippi. The topic is going to be credit, cash flow, and crypto. Probably in that order. Probably, I'm not sure. I'm a speaker. So whatever the host order she wants, and we're not just going to be talking about cash flow in forms of cryptocurrency, but cash flow also in form of investing in stocks, the best stocks to invest in during this currency system reset, how to leverage your credit to generate 5 or 6 figures of income, how to get out of the rat race and into wealth creation game, how to find your retirement or fund, your retirement in record breaking time, and high income strategies to pass on to your children. And speaking of that, you all are aware that not only can residual income through a home-based business be passed on to your children, but also good credit. Like your child or your children can inherit good credit from you, the parent, and not bad credit. Yes, unfortunately, there are some children that inherit bad credit. Their parents put the light bill in their child's name. And now when they turn 18, they have a charge off for a light bill that mom or dad put in their name. And they didn't pay. And now it's in charge off status. So you can add your children to your credit if you have good credit as authorized users. And when they turn 18, they're usually automatically in the 750 or higher credit score. If you have at least an 800 or 750 or higher. So that's the website to register. And I'm going to say it this way. The registration investment is only $75 for this conference to learn 5 and 6 figure skill sets. You cannot beat that. You cannot beat spending $75 to learn 5 to 6 figure skill sets. So that was Jesus' mission statement. And they kicked him out of church religion. And another thing that Jesus did, that he taught, or the Bible elaborates the teaching of taxes. Most people don't realize taxes is your biggest stealer of wealth. You get federal taxes out of your paycheck. Then Social Security is the next second biggest tax. And then Medicare. And then in some states, you get state taxes. And so in Matthew 17 and 24 through 27, the miracle, they call it a miracle, the corn in the fish's mouth. The corn in the fish's mouth. There were the temple tax collectors. Your taxes is an old stealer of your wealth. And during the temple tax collection, they went to Peter and they asked Peter, where does Jesus pay tax? Or does Jesus pay tax? And Peter replied, yes, well, of course he do. And then when Peter returned to where they were staying, Jesus asked his opinion of Peter. He said, from whom do the kings of the earth collect the duty and taxes? From their own children or from others? So he asked, where do kings of the church collect taxes? Do their children pay taxes? Listen at this question, people. This is a rhetorical question. Jesus asked, do the king's children on this earth realm pay taxes? And Peter said, no, the king's children don't pay taxes. They collect it from others. And Jesus replied, then the children are exempt. See, I want you all to really get this because I saw a lot of religious posts on Facebook today. So I wanted to address this in this live stream. Jesus asked Peter in Matthew 17, the king's children are exempt for paying taxes, right? So let me ask you all this. If you are the king's kid, as some people say, I'm the king's kid, then tell me on your paycheck, are you exempt for paying taxes out of your labor? Because 95% of people earn money on what's called the E and S side that Robert Kiyosaki teach about, the cash flow quadrant, 95% of people. So that means either you're a small business owner, a specialist, a doctor, or a lawyer, or you are an employee. 95% of people earn money that way. Oftentimes they earn money that way because they just have not been taught a financial education. Because the rich and wealthy have declared and decreed that they will never work for money. Their money will always work for them because working for money is the highest tax bracket when you have a job. Now, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with working for money because I earn money out of all four quadrants. But what I'm saying is I don't get taxed. Or meaning my money for every dollar that I earn, the government is not taking 40 to 60% of it. See, before you can get in crypto, or should, before you can ride the highest, meme coin or moon coin, before you flip your Forex, before you be self-employed and hire yourself to work. See, you still hire yourself to work instead of leveraging other people's efforts, even when you're self-employed. I'm my own boss. Great. But by being your own boss, if you were sick for 6 weeks, would your cash flow minimize or would it maximize? If you were physically unable to work due to health reasons, due to emotional reasons, due to distress, Would your money minimize or maximize? And so people that earn their money on, and we can even say this is a cross, right, for the religious people. On this side of the bracket, Jesus asks, who pays taxes? Is it the king's kids or are their children exempt? Again, in Matthew 17:24 through 27, if you need a reference, if you want to fact check. And Peter said, well, the children are exempt. So the king's kids don't pay taxes, right? So why are you in the highest tax bracket? Why is 40 to 60% of your money going away to the government? See, when you get your paycheck, not only are you taxed in FICA taxes, you are then taxed when you spend it again. That's called retail taxes or state taxes. I don't care if you're buying groceries or, buying clothes. You're taxed again when you spend the money that they already taxed up front. And then when you get your income tax return, a re means again, and fund means money, meaning you are getting your own money back from the government. And the government took your money and invested it at minimum of 18%. And they give you back 0% of your own money back that you labor for. But the government rewards people that operate on what's called the B and I side of the quadrant. This stands for big business owners. The only way, the only true pathway to wealth is to shift the money over here to this column. This column has over 500 employees. You're not going to be on a true pathway working solo or trying to be your own specialist, not understanding the value of teamwork. Together, everyone achieves more. Thinking small, or I'll just get 2 or 3 employees to work for me, when you can simply invest 149 in a home-based business and automatically shift the money you're making to be taxed, like the Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk, the 2 most richest men in the world. Even if you don't make the money that they make, you can be taxed the way they are taxed. Why is that important? Because now you're able to get the money back that you are spending. It's the only way. The only way. It's the only way. It's the only way. It's through a home-based business. Or the money that you're flipping. Whether you're flipping real estate, you're going to get taxed on that. That's called capital gain profits. Whether you're flipping Forex, you're going to get taxed on that. Whether you are flipping crypto, you're going to get taxed on that. You're going to get a 1099. So what the home-based business model does is offer you a 1099K form, which means you put in work first, get paid second, and get taxed last. Let me say that again. You work first, you get paid second, and then you are taxed last. And not only are you taxed last, you are taxed less. And when you are taxed less, you have more money. And when you have more money, then you can keep high credit scores, because oftentimes most people think they have bad credit because they have a repossession reporting or a bankruptcy or a charge off or a collection or too many inquiries, which that plays a part too. But oftentimes people have bad credit because they have high debt to income ratio. If you don't have the extra cash flow, you can't pay down that debt to increase your credit score. See, there's four things, right? As rich people invest their money and then they spend what's less, but poor people spend their money and then they invest what's left. Spend, if you look at it, END means you put an end to it. You put an end to your money. So the four things, as I showed you the cash flow quadrant, that's stealing people's wealth is taxes. The very first place you need to look for is, if, for example, you're a small business owner, you're supposed to be paying taxes for your employees too. You're taxed even higher. And then the more money you make, the more the government takes. So if you're a six-figure income earner, you're really taxed high. So the first place to look for this is right in the fish's mouth. Where's the fish's mouth, Queen? Why the fish's mouth? Jesus told Peter in Matthew 17 to take the first fish you catch, open his mouth, and you will find number four, a 4 drachma coin, number four. Jesus said, listen, you shouldn't pay tax because you're my kids. You're my king's kids. You're the king's kid. But we're not going to offend them, right? We won't give them any offense. So the first thing Jesus told them to do is throw out your lie. And so that, you know what that means? Take action. See, he didn't ask them to go do something. He didn't say go start another business, go do something that you're not familiar with. He didn't say go sell weight loss tea. Nothing wrong with, improving your health. Health is well. He didn't go say, have 2 or 3 network marketing opportunities. No, he did not. He said, I want you to take something you already have in your possession and take action. For most people, that's a small-based business or a paycheck. He did not tell them to go buy a line. Peter was a master fisherman. Peter was a master fisherman. He said, Peter, I want you to use your craft, use your business that you already have. See, I'm just going to assume that Peter's business was so much in a profit that Peter must didn't want to pay taxes. Peter was like, God, now my fishing business been doing. I've been doing well, right? Now I owe all these taxes on my profit. And I said, no, 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 no. Take what you already have. Take the money you're already making. And he said, throw it, take action. That's key. Take action. Take what you already have and take action and throw out your line. Then it says, take the first fish. That's number one fish you catch and open his mouth. Next, we have the number 4. I just showed you the 4 quadrant. I'm going to show you the 4 things that's stealing your wealth or stealing from you. And then he said, take it and give it to them for my tax, and this is not mine. I'm going to give you 4th dimensional thinking. 4th dimensional. See, I don't know if you all know, but the universe we live in is the 3rd dimension. The 4th dimension is manifested by taking action. Let me stop sharing the screen so you all can see me real good. 4th dimensional thinking is action oriented. It's production. That's why when Jesus cursed the fig tree, his disciples told him, it's not even the season for the fig to produce fruit. The fig tree was standing upright. It had leaves. It was beautiful. And God said, no, whenever I have a need, it's supposed to produce. See, it's a lot of people who look good broke. You won't even know they're broke. They look good. They have the nice watch, groom weave, a groom haircut, groom beard. You know, beard's in thing now for the men. The nice line, fresh cut. They're driving the Mercedes or the BMW. They live in a nice subdivision, but they are one paycheck away from having to file bankruptcy or from that vehicle being repossessed or from that house being foreclosed on. And you don't even know it. Like the fig tree, look good, but have no fruit, no assets. No assets. Ask them for their portfolio. Ask them, let me see where your money is going. And all they will have to show to you is a liabilities column. Well, I got this Porsche. I got this Maserati. I got this Beamer. I got this Mercedes. Okay, cool. Love it. I got this Louis V. I got this Gucci. I got this Versace. Cool. All right, show me your assets. Let me see your crypto portfolio. They may have $5,000 in it. Show me your stock portfolio. They may have $5,000 in it. May, might, right? Show me your rental property. Show me your real estate. No real estate, no residual income. All of their income is passive. No assets. Look rich, like the fig tree. Look pretty. Look real pretty. But they're broke. Okay, you got a home-based business? Let me see if you're making residual or passive income. Show me your home-based business. What home-based business are you affiliated with? Oh, no, I don't do them home-based business, That network marketing. I do it myself. I get it out the mud. But see, that's not the Bible's strategy. 2 Kings chapter 4, when a widow woman was in so much debt, Elijah told her, you and your two sons close the door and start a home-based business. He said, what do you have in your house? See, did you know if you don't have a home-based business, you're throwing away $400 in rent that you can be using for a home office? No, but you think it's cool to say I'm working in an outside location in a brick and mortar place. And you know what? That's cool and all, but did you know if you had a home-based business that the bills you were paying for that home office could be reduced, and now still your mileage and your gas to the home office or to the main office from your home could be tax deductible? But because you're not tied into a financial education home-based business, you don't know that. Did you know that buying groceries for your children, supporting their sports team, whether it's AAU or Little League baseball or gymnastics, or doing like I did yesterday, taking my daughters to the playoff, Golden State Warriors, Memphis Grizzly game. That game was so electric and fun. Beale Street was just wonderful afterwards. Great food, just a great time. Now there's tax deductible that you really can mix business with pleasure. Did you know that the steps before investing is the first get the money back that you're losing because you don't have a home-based business? And now when you get that money back, you take that money back and you invest. See, Jay-Z said it this way in the 444 album. Don't die over the neighborhood that your mama renting. No, take that drug money and buy the neighborhood. That's how you rinse it. See, how you rinse your paycheck and how you become a millionaire in 2 to 3 years versus 7 years. It's the first get the money back that you're spending. See, Peter was a fisherman by trade. That was his business. But evidently, Peter didn't know how to get money back from fish, or he wouldn't be worried about a tax bill. And see, for small business owners, that's your main problem. See, you can't get your money back in a small business and hire your kids for your business. But if you add that small business to this home-based business, that's how you rinse it. Now you can hire your children and get up to $12,400 back per child. So we can't even have an investing conversation until you get the money that you're spending back, until you stop losing money. Because your gains does not matter when you're going to lose it in the long run. Would you rather earn $2 million and keep 1 million, or would you rather earn $1.5 million and keep $1.5 million? So Jesus paid taxes in order to not offend people. But I'm pretty Jesus only paid the minimal taxes. And guess what? Jesus he gave Peter a strategy. Elijah gave the widow woman a strategy. He said, start a home-based business in 2 Kings. You know what neither one of them gave Peter or the widow woman? A prayer. Neither one of them said, let's join hands and pray. Elijah or Jesus, when they had a financial problem, they did not say, come to the altar, let me lay my hands on you with olive oil. Let's pray. No, they gave them strategy. And your problem is you're praying when the Bible never showed prayer as a strategy to fix a money problem. Ever. 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 What fixes a money problem is strategies. Financial education, financial intelligence, and the correct money management. Correct money management. So what this is called income shifting. Let me introduce you to income shifting if you never heard of it. Income shifting is this. Income shifting is if you have a paycheck, you fill out your W-4 correctly because 80% of Americans overpay in taxes. That's an average. That's on average. Most Americans overpay $40 a week because they have incorrectly completed their W-4. This is the number one step in the home-based business. This is the first step if you have a job. If you're a small business owner, then this wouldn't be your first step. Your first step is to analyze if you have children, your mileage, your meals, gas. What are you spending out that out of the 475 tax deductions you should be getting back or stop losing? Right? So you get a raise without changing jobs. and you stop waiting to get a refund to get your and you get your money now. Most people file bankruptcy. You all know me as the queen of credit too, because they have a $500 negative cash flow. Most people money is right in their fish's mouth, which is their paycheck. Your small business owner is in your time, because you can leverage and network with other people. And then instead of making active income, you can make passive and residual income. You know how many Americans make passive and residual income? 5%. Only 5% of people. So now having a home-based business have tax advantages. See, this is income shifting. So now when your taxes are reduced, you simply put money back in your own wallet or purse, however way you want to say it. So now we have a cash flow strategy program. This is called strategy, not sales, not sales. Some people say, well, do I have to share this program with other people? No, you don't have to. That's only for the people that want to make passive and residual income, but you don't have to. You can just strategize and get your own money back and then increase the money that you're already making. So what do? You budget your money. You pay off your debt. You invest for retirement. So you can retire rich forever. And I'm not talking about retiring and then going to have to get a part-time job. I'm not talking about if you're a teacher in the school system, then you have to substitute teach in your retirement years because your pension is not paying enough. I'm not talking about retiring and then standing at Walmart saying welcome to Walmart and you're being a greeter on your walker in your elderly age when you should be enjoying life. So you really invest. See, now we haven't got to the sixth part, which is investing. See, this is a 3-6-9 formula. We haven't got to number 6 until you did all of these. Now you track your business expenses. You use your CPA, which is what the home-based business have, to file taxes. Then you help other people and you build your network by networking, which will build your net worth. So you earn residual income and you reinvest. That's success, people. That's success. And in here, I didn't have it on the screen, but you have a debt elimination plan. See, instead of paying these banks all the interest, now you get the compound interest. Now that money shifts to you and your household. See, instead of you paying Visa, MasterCard, American Express, and discovering you're broke, you pay you. That compound money comes to you. I love the compound interest in cryptocurrency. I do, but some people not ready for that game. Yeah, prayer. Show me. See, you know what prayer did? Mr. Hard People, who's also my business partner, who's gonna be is gratefully successful and just a go-getter. Right? You know what prayer did? Prayer only connected you to the plan of action. See, when another widow woman, Elijah, just, he had something for widow women. He also helped married women. It was also a rich woman in 2 Kings, chapter 4. But there was another widow woman. And it was her and her son. They was in a recession. And all she had was flour and water. And she said, you know what? I'm going to mix this flour and water. I'm going to mix this. I'm going to bake this cake. I'm going to get my cake up. I got a couple little, wood sticks. We're going to bake this cake. And me and my son, you know what? We might die, but we're not going to die hungry. We ain't going to die hungry. All right. One time my mother was having heart pain. And she said, I just went to sleep. And I'm like, well, Mama, you went to sleep? You could have, what if you would have died in your sleep? She said, well, Hey, I was suffering. I wouldn't have suffered. I went to sleep. It's a whole nother teaching. But at any rate, and let me say this real quick. I'm a pivot. I see Mr. Hard pivot on. I'm a pivot for just a second. We're gonna change direction. Um, I never really go to sleep with stress on my mind. I don't. My daughter and we went to as I said, the playoff game, the Memphis Grizzlies and Warriors. And for some reason I couldn't download the tickets that I purchased. And I was concerned, oh my God. I stayed on the phone with customer service for like 3 hours and no one picked up the phone. Right. So I'm on the phone with customer service with the Memphis Grizzlies trying to figure out what's going on. And finally I just hung up and I said, you know what? I'm going to sleep. I told the infinite God, infinite spirit, I said, you'll give me the answer in the morning. I went to sleep peacefully and with confidence that I would have the answer in the morning. I woke up. The game was at 2:30. Woke up about 8 o'clock. Slept well. Picked up my phone again. Tried to download the tickets. Still didn't download. And then Infinite Spirit told me change the email address. All right. I had been on the phone 3 hours with Memphis Grizzlies box office that Saturday, and no one picked up. Right. No customer service. In about 5 minutes, when I said I'm going to sleep, the Infinite Spirit give me the answer in the morning. Said change the email address. Change the email address. Boom, tickets download just like that. Just like that. Sometimes you really just have to be still and know that He is God. Right? And I know I'm saying He, but I mean, because, oftentimes God is referred to as masculine energy, but a spirit is a spirit. And you have to wait on the answer and then take action when you receive the answer. See, that's the part most people don't do. You get the answer, you hear the answer is presented to you to fix your money problem. You don't take action. You don't take action. And the Bible clearly states that faith without action is dead. See, I heard what was spoken to me, but what if I was said, there's nothing wrong with my email address. That's the email address I bought the tickets with. Why would I change my email address? Had I not taken action when I was prompted to do so, I never would have got the answer. What if I would have logically decided to try to figure that out in my own mind? Well, that don't make sense. I purchased the tickets under this email, my personal email. Why would I use my business email? People suffer or they perish for the lack of knowledge, number one. And the number two reason is because they try to implement faith without works. When the Bible clearly tells you that faith without actions is worthless, it's dead. Two reasons why people suffer financially: the lack of knowledge and the lack of action. So this is what's going on. Let me get you knowledgeable. Bernicia is just so funny to me. Oh my God, Bernicia. I don't even know if I'm gonna say this. First of all, Bernicia is very beautiful, and she used her beauty. She's in the business of beautifying women. I don't understand it. Maybe I'm just a Southern girl. But Bernicia is, let me say it this way, a professional tattoo artist that permanently tattoos women with eyebrows and lips to beautify them. It's artwork. So if you are on any of those services, I saw her post today. If you have darker lips, let me change my camera thing. She has professional beautification, permanent tattoo services that pink your lips, makes your eyebrows better, and something else she showed me. When Bernicia was showing me that, I said, "Oh Lord, Bernicia, I don't understand all this new world beautification, but that's your thing, girl. Do your thing." So, women, Find Bernicia on Facebook if you want. I think anything a woman does that build her self confidence about her beauty that does not put her health at risk is perfectly okay. So you all reach out to Bernicia. Um, and so China meets with banks to discuss protecting assets from U.S. sanctions. And yeah, measures, so pretty much they're meeting with these top banks. And what this means is that the changing of the dollar, right, is changing globally. This is a global great reset. Working, have the luxury of working from home, not just for your taxes, for your extra cash flow, and so that you can leverage and network with other people so it can improve your net worth, is golden at this time. Again, if you will learn these strategies and tips and techniques to preserve your income and cash flow is different. Income means you have to do the work, or you have to oversee the organization. Whether you're doing the work or not, you are still actively involved in your money. Residual and passive income means you do not have to be actively involved at all. Now, I will not be hands off, but every day you don't have to show up. Somebody else can show up for you. And then you show up the days you want to show up. Then you alternate. You're not working solo, and you're not trying to manage people. You're working with people. See, management of people is energy too. To make sure, especially if you're branding your own business, you want to make sure those people are representing your brand correctly. That's energy, effort, and work. And then when you train good employees, and when you may have to fire one, then you're redoing that process all over again. Or when one of them quit on you, I was talking to Bernicia about this. Whether you put a contract agreement that a clause that they can't start their own business, you'll train them and they'll get somebody else to start the business under their name, and they'll be the person behind the business. So you don't even know they're doing the business behind the scenes, behind the curtains, where you can't sue them, but you giving them all the skills they need to be the go-getter on their own. You train them for free. And so why not just get paid when you train somebody, and then you don't have to worry about them stealing your business or your products or your ideas? Because when they copy you, when they imitate you, this is something else that I saw in this book. Let me see, can I find it? Because again, I just bought it, so I haven't read it. But the easiest way to get rich is to train others to imitate you. That's the easiest way. It said imitate and another influence is what it said. If you can influence people and if you can get them to imitate you, makes you richer. That's networking. Don't have to worry about them being your competition. See, when my business partner uses some of my Facebook quotes on their Facebook page, I would be ignorant to say, now you stole my Facebook post. That would be ignorant. That's stupid. Because the more I help them, the more it helps me. And I'll get some if their quote inspire me, like let me use that. So we don't have that problem on our team. Because we understand as iron sharpens iron, so does one man sharpens the other. We want to imitate each other. We want to influence each other. Now we do it in our own way. We put our own twist to it. We do it in our own words. But everybody wants to make everybody better. That's our culture in our home-based business. They used to say, this in the church I used to attend, there's no big I's and little U's. Let me show you all this. I'm pivoting again. I received so many emails last night about people getting promoted under me in the home-based business that I was just so proud. I was so proud because it's not just about my success. The greater other people become, the greater I am. And when you're a true coach understands that, it's about the player's performance, not yours. I can't go in there and play the game anyway. But I can teach my players to become better players and play the game while I'm just drawing up the X's and O's. At 1:48, all the way into the AM, I'm getting emails. MWR Financial Promotion. MWR Financial Promotion. Dear management, the following financial director has been promoted. Then I got also emails that I got paid. Look at the time, 12:20 a.m. at 12:10, and I was not on my feet working a graveyard shift in a job. I was asleep. Just enjoyed the NBA game with my daughter and got paid in my sleep. Warren Buffett said it this way: if you don't learn how to make money in your sleep, you'll work until you die. MWR Financial Promotion Notification. MWR Financial Promotion Notification. MWR, these are all people in my team that got promoted because they changed the compensation plan. And people were getting promoted and more profits and getting paid while they were sleeping. If you don't learn how to make money in your sleep, while you're sleeping, you will work until you die. So with this being said, natural gas prices also plummeted 11%. 11 on my numbers, Deuteronomy 1:11. May the Lord thy God, the God of our ancestors, increase us 1,000 times more and bless us. Number 11 is a sign of wealth transfer as the Twin Towers, 1:1. But it's also a sign of destroy and destruction. Twin Towers destroyed. There was over millions of dollars of gold, physical gold and silver buried under the Twin Towers. Natural gas dropped over 11%. Gas prices were on average about 4 cents higher today. Gas prices will be higher in the summer because they say they do this different grade of gas in the summer for vehicles, which is going to increase gas prices. Now they're talking about, will there be another stimulus check? Another stimulus check. Why? Because gas prices is rising. And it's going to be higher, $2 to $3 higher by June. Yahoo Finance is predicting. So if they're giving you relief for higher gas prices, that means gas prices is not going to be lower. It's here to stay. We always know that when we have stimulus checks for inflation, that boosts inflation even more. So if inflation is rising 3 to 4% on average, your money has to increase 5 to 6%. Because you only get a cost of living raise every 2 to 3 years. But inflation increases every day. Let me say that again. You only get a cost of living raise every 2 to 3 years. But inflation increases every day. So if inflation is increasing at 3 to 4%, you should increase 5 to 6%. Now, if you're a small business owner, you're thinking, oh, that's easy. I'll just raise my prices. But will raising your prices cause you to lose customers? See, in this home-based business, because there are so many people in the network, they were actually able to lower their prices in a recession. It's 149 now. The regular price was 228. This is what happened. It's like a Walmart hub or Amazon when you have a large network of people. But when you're a small base business owner, you can't compete with the big chains. You can't compete with the 500 customers or the 500 employees rather. If you only have 500 customers. See, if you're a small business owner, you can't compete with, these mom and pop chains. They can't compete with the big Amazon. That's why these big corporations run the small business owners out of business, because they have a small network. That's the power of a networking financial education home-based business. You get lower prices for more value. That's why it's 149. Not because that's the value of it, but because that's how big the network is. So you get more for less. Ethereum's going to skyrocket in price as Ethereum is burning. A total of 71,718 ether was burned. Burn means to cut the supply amount. You know about supply and demand. So burning means it's removed from circulation. The more the numbers are removed from circulation, the more valuable those that hold it have. Unlike the dollar, the more dollars that's put in circulation, the more the value, the less is able to purchase. So, people, if you want your money back, if you want more value than what it costs, if you really want to have the freedom to invest in cryptocurrency, if you want to protect your money and get the money back that you spend every day, then send 149, the text code 149 to 254 788 1144. It's also credit repair services included and bill negotiation. You don't have to switch servicers. They negotiate on the bills that you're already paying. Your satellite, your internet, you're already going to now write off your cell phone, your gas mileage, your vehicle mileage, certain square footage in your house, your townhouse, your apartment. But people, I'm just here to preach the gospel and the good news to the poor. So you can be in the 111 code. You can have prosperity that only comes through partnership. You can have peace of mind. You can have plenty of money, right? Plenty of money. Peace, positive energy always creates elevation and perfect health, according to Psalms 91 and 11. One thing about God, he also had a debt elimination plan, and this home-based business have this as well. Instead of you paying the banks and bad creditors, that interest come back to you. For example, if you invested $300 monthly, residually, consistently, on average of an 8 to 10% return on that money for 8 years, $300 on average 8 to 10% for 8 years, it will bring you back $1.8 million. You will be a millionaire. That's the eighth wonder of the world. That's the power of compound interest. But because people are paying compound interest back to the banks in the form of bad credit is when you use the bank's money or somebody else's money to invest in liabilities, things that don't bring you value or money back. You get no return on your investment, like designer clothes, like vacations you can't afford. If you can't afford a vacation, you're not taking a vacation. The vacation is on you. Like my mentor said, you can't even afford the umbrella drink. You got to put that on credit too. You put the trip on credit, you put the flight on credit, or you put the gas on credit, you put the rental car on credit, you put the hotel room on credit. You didn't pay any of the vacation on cash. You didn't take a vacation. The vacation was on you. You even put the umbrella drink on credit. You couldn't even pay for that in cash. And some people, unfortunately, didn't put in credit. They just got their tax refund that they got back at 0% interest rate. And the only thing they had was temporary, 2 to 3 days, or what it would feel like if they invested that money in a home-based business and worked the business for 2 to 3 years. And if they put in 2 to 3 years versus trading it for 2 to 3 days, they can have that lifestyle, or they can have a life that they never would have to take a vacation from. I make that make sense. So you settle for 2 to 3 days. See, I'm making more part-time through my home-based business and its passive and residual income in 2.5 years of putting in work, of being consistent, of always reading books, always gaining more skills and knowledge about my business than I was making 16 years on a job. It always baffles me when some people will spend thousands on education, whether it's through student loan or out of pocket, and they will invest 2 years for an associate's degree, or 4 years for a bachelor's degree, or 6 years for a specialist degree, or 8 to 10 years for a doctoral degree, and spend thousands, and they give it the years it's need, but they won't invest hundreds in a home-based business to get passive and residual income. Always, and to get their money back, and to get thousands back in taxes, and to get better credit, and to pay lower bills. Unbelievable, the mindset. And guess what? When they get that degree, that's only finite income, meaning you only have a maximum. You only pay you what the organization tell you you're worth. But in your home, in this home-based business, it's infinite. It pays you as much as you pay attention to it. It pays you not only to your skill set, but to your work ethic. And once your skill set becomes higher, you don't even have to put in the hours that everybody else is. Not the hours of, as far as, you know, getting people to join you and to network with you. But now your hours will be going into sharpening the saw. What do you mean by that, Queen? Well, if you and I was cutting down a tree, this is an old proverb. Some people will pour more hours in cutting the tree down versus sharpening the saw, meaning putting information in their mind so they can present the business in the right way. Now, when you put this information in your mind and you read books and you research, you can say less and get paid more, because what you're saying is so powerful and profound that you don't have to put hours and hours saying it. And people come chasing you. You don't have to chase people. So sometimes you got to stop and sharpen the saw. And you got to learn about the business that you're in. You got to read some books. You got to get on YouTube. You got to be able to explain to people why getting their money back is more important first than investing it, and how spending it is just putting an end to it. You really put a nail in the coffin when all you do is spend money, you never invest. Then you put a bigger nail in the coffin when all you do is have your own business and you don't have these 475 tax shelters. Because guess what? The government comes for the six-figure income earners even harder than the $40,000, $50,000 employee. You think they getting hit with 40% taxes. The government says, okay, you making six figures, let me get more out of you because you don't have a home-based business. So that was the mission of Jesus. I hope I explained to you as simple as and profound as I could. But I was going to say this about debt elimination. That when He told the children of Egypt to cross the Red Sea. When they crossed the Red Sea, what drowned with them was their debt as well. And when they crossed over, their debt was drowned, and they crossed over into wealth and prosperity. That was Jesus' debt elimination plan. Also, Second Kings' debt elimination plan was to start a home-based business. It's strategies, not praying, strategies that makes you profitable and make you rich according to the Bible. Prayer only connects you to the prosperity plan. All right, you all. Crypto Queen out. Hope you all enjoy. Make sure you hit that like, thumbs up, and share the broadcast. Text that number. Also, if you're interested in tech and learning cryptocurrency, I firmly believe anything you invest in, you should have knowledge about and should be continuous knowledge because cryptocurrency market is always changing. Text 331-444-5556. Text crypto U for those cash flow credit strategies so you can protect your investments and keep them and not fire your employees when you flip it. Text 254-788-1144. Text 149 to that number. Thank you all for tuning in. Queen out.